There you go.
Hey, it worked this time.
Thank God.
It had to work sooner or later. This happened like the first week you were gone.
So like everything goes wrong.
Yeah, the first week you were gone, it
Mhm.
said we couldn't go live. And
Mhm.
then it came back and we did it the second time. But people came on and said we could see you. And then, yeah. So
That's weird.
YouTube just wants to mess with us.
It doesn't like us very much.
So no, not at all. So, well, hi everyone. We're here tonight. You see, Tommy's changed again.
Yeah.
He grew more hair again.
Yeah.
And dyed it.
I know, right?
Saying. Last time it was just grew hair, had a bun. So, anyway, I'm Philip.
I'm Tommy.
Not Tommy. Tess.
Hi.
If you've never met Tess, this is Tess.
You've met me.
Maybe.
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna get new
assume.
people tonight.
Whoa.
You don't know.
New people.
Right. And welcome to RCX Unfiltered. So, Tommy is unavailable tonight. His part will be played by Tess.
Hello. I'm the understudy.
We're pulling out the old soap opera gag. Today, the performance of Tommy will be played by Tess.
It's my starring role. I've waited all of my life for this.
Is that, so that's what you were working on? With
Oh, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
These past 2 years of college, I've just been preparing to be Tommy.
Be Tommy.
Mhm.
Well, this would be twice, though, right? This would be twice that
Oh
you've
my
been
God.
Tommy. I think it was week number 2.
Yeah,
Week number 2, you were also Tommy.
I know.
So
But it didn't go as well then.
Oh.
Now I'm more equipped.
I think that one went pretty well.
We had a lot of people on the live that one.
Yeah, I think that one went pretty well. I think it was. Yeah, I think pretty sure it was week 2. So well, there you go. So anyway, so what would you like to talk about tonight?
I would love to talk about whatever you would like to talk about.
Oh, is that how this is going to go, huh? You're going to just sit there and
I'm
say-
going to sit here and pretend to be Tommy.
All right.
And pretend like I have an input.
So you're going to. So when I talk about these books, you're
I'm
going to
going to act like I know them.
Okay.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you. And then you're going to go grab your box set, and then
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. All right. Well, we're going to start with Amazing Spider-Man Annual Number 1. Mainly because last week we talked about the Hellfire Gala that went terribly south.
Ah, yes.
Lots
I remember.
of things happened. But there's 2 stories in this one, but the second story in this is so Mary Jane's aunt was taking the medicine or pills or whatever that the X-Men made, and it shows you how they affect humans. So that's why I brought this one in.
Fascinating.
So you had the Hallows Eve story at the beginning with her and Ben, but then it tied into the X-Men Hellfire Gala.
Hellfire. Oh, wow.
That's hard for me to say.
Hellfire?
Actually. No, the X-Men part. Yes, Hellfire Gala.
Fire.
Hellfire Galas.
Gala.
The galas.
The galas.
The Hellfire Galas. So anyway, if you want to know what the X-Men's pills, medicine, whatever they did to help humankind does, this is a good book. Good book to find out what that is.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know all about it.
I know all
when you
about
read
it. The
and
one that
stuff.
turns them into mammoths. Loved that bit.
Pterodactyls.
Yeah.
And then, against my better judgment, I actually read an X-Men book this week, which is X-Men 25, right? 25, yeah. The X-Men 25. So this is continuing out of the Hellfire Gala.
The
Hellfire Galar.
Hellfire Galar.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm still not really a huge X-Men fan, but I do like Kitty Pryde. And if you make it to near the end of this book, Kitty Pryde goes through some stuff, man, that came out of the last week's issue. So
Yes.
that was see, she
Ah,
goes through some stuff.
I see. Yes, I remember that when I read it.
And
Sorry.
have you ever read an X-Men book? Have you ever picked up an X-Men book?
I haven't because I've been so focused on Spider-Man.
So anyway, these books have pictures, and I'm just telling you. So anyway, if you like the X-Men and you want to see what happens next, and you're a big fan of Catherine Pryde or Shadowcat, this is where you would want to go.
Yes.
That right there.
That
That's where you
right
wanna
there. I highly recommend.
go. And we're doing this one for Gregory.
Do we even need to show it? For Gregory.
Scarlet Witch number 7. So once again, this book has been a lot of fun. It's a bunch of single issue stories that tie in for a bigger story. You know all about it.
Ah, yes.
So this time, Scarlet Witch visits the land of Oz.
Huh.
Somebody has turned a town into Oz. And so then it becomes witch versus witch.
Fascinating.
So, and the other thing that's going on, that's pretty much this book. I can't really tell you more than that, but they're starting this whole gods thing. So there ends up being like 2 pages of gods in here. 1, 2, technically 3. That's going to lead into all of the god stuff. So it kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It just gives you a little bit of stories. So that came out in 2 different issues this week, Scarlet Witch and then Moon Knight.
I don't know about you, but it all made complete sense to me when I read it. I'm so sorry. Maybe I should be quiet now.
So what book did you read actually this week?
I read Saving Choopy, which is Jacqueline's pick of the week.
Hey,
So cool. I love the little creatures in books. So that one's about saving Chupacabra. I just love that
His
word.
name's Choopy?
His name's Choopy. Isn't that so cute?
that's what I think. So last week's Jacqueline's pick of the week was what, Buzzing? And Buzzing, yeah. And so I saw your page, and I looked over at Jacqueline. I'm like, hey, I know you sold a copy of Buzzing. She goes, what do you mean? I'm like, because Tess just finished reading it. I said, so I know we sold at least one.
I'll basically read whatever Jacqueline recommends.
Well, the Buzzing was
It's
really
very
good. Yeah.
Very, very good.
It was really good. We talked about that last week, but that was really
Mhm.
it was really really good. So,
Definitely my top read of last month.
yeah, I guess now, yeah. So I guess so far your top read of this month is
It's Saving Choopy.
Look at that.
Look how cool that is. It's so much fun.
I'll continue on with talking to myself, which is Moon Knight number 26. Sorry. Moon Knight number 26. So this one is continuing the Hunter's Moon story part where it kind of gets into him because evidently we're leading up to the death of Moon Knight, which is the Mark Spector side. So the whole premise has kind of been going out through this whole series, but Khonshu has been captured and he's imprisoned by the gods. So on Asgard. And so his powers diminished and he usually brings his avatars back to life. Well, he can't anymore. And so the last time he brought Hunter Moon back to life, things didn't go so well. And so now he's got basically the early spirits of the Fist of Khonshu controlling him versus just working with them or knowledge.
That's correct.
So,
that's what happened.
Yeah. And so tell me what happened to the gods part of
Oh my god, this was really crazy. They all sat around and made mac and cheese and then discussed their cats for half an hour. And then they all went home and went to bed. It was lovely. It definitely reminded me of my own evening.
Yeah. And the gods part of this book was literally 1 page. So I don't know
Yeah, it's
what
very
they're
quick scene.
don't know what they're leading up to. Like I know Hickman's up to something, but I'm not sure what it is. So anyway, so this time we're getting more of Hunter Moon and what's going on with Khonshu. Mark doesn't show up all the time. So you know.
Good.
Yeah, I'm going to let you talk about this next book, Tess.
Oh my God, thanks. I loved this one.
So next we're going to talk about Adventures of Superman John Kent #6.
Number 6. You see, 6 is a good number, Philip.
Okay, all right. This is the Injustice Saga finale.
Yes, that's so correct.
So tell us all about this, Tess.
Well, the first thing that happens is we see Superman, and his name is John Kent. And we have a lovely little interview with him in the beginning where he explains his name and who he is as a human.
Wow.
And then we get into some of his backstory that no one had ever heard of before. And it details his time with his pet lizard.
Yeah, you know, none of that's actually in this book at all. None of it.
Well, that's what I read. I don't know what you were reading this week, but...
Wow, usually we make up our own stories and write them down, not make up our own stories as we're reading a story.
What? You don't do that? It's called theories.
Maybe. So anyway,
speculation.
This pretty much ends right now. John Kent's run. In the Superman book, it was only 6 issues. So Tom Taylor is kind of wrapping up the Injustice, and he doesn't officially wrap up the Injustice universe, but John Kent's been there for basically 5 of the 6 issues, and it's basically him versus the Injustice Superman. So it's kind of how his take is on the planet and how he talks to some of the other heroes that is on Superman and Justice Superman's side. So it's actually really well done, and this series makes me truly believe that John Kent is the best Superman.
I would agree.
He has all the best values of Clark and Lois, and so it makes him his own character, which really sets himself apart. So if you haven't been reading that, I would highly suggest you pick that up or pick it up in trade, because it's really, really good.
Very good.
Sorry, I gotta have water. What's the super lizard's name?
The super lizard, Dolores. Obviously, did you not even read that part?
I missed the super lizard.
Dolores. She has a name.
Sorry, I missed Dolores's name.
I'm so sorry.
Now I want a story with the super pets with Dolores.
Yeah, I mean there is one.
I need one now.
I'll write you one.
All right. So next up, we're going to get into some Night Terrors. So we have Night Terrors Batman #2. So remember, all of these are 2-issue series that take place in between the main Night Terrors issues. So this kind of wraps up I can't remember this. They named the stupid bat with a gun as a head some kind of weird name. And I can't remember. Gunbat. His name's Gunbat. Yeah. So real Gunbat. So I can't make up these names.
No.
So it's Batman versus Gunbat is what this is. And so I guess in a way that there's really never a nightmare for Batman, because he can kind of control everything. So it's really more of a journey of forgiveness of what this book actually is. He forgives himself.
Aww.
And then he fights Gunbat. And then things don't go well. So, because it's a Night Terror. Yeah, it's comic. Things can't go well. Then next is Night Terror's Poison Ivy #2 with the Coraline cover. Did you see the cover?
Oh, well, obviously I saw the cover. Crazy, man. What is
Kinda
going on
creepy.
there?
So this is basically her in the nightmare of living the dream for Harley, but things don't go well there either.
You mentioned Coraline. They do sew buttons into their eyes. It's horrific, actually.
Actually, it's kind of creepy.
Oh, God.
It's like, it's not buttons, but it
buttons,
is,
worms.
yeah, it is actually really, really creepy on Ivy just giving herself in to try to make this nightmare version of Harley happy. But, you know, that never works out well in the end.
Nope.
So, and then, so what you're kind of seeing in all of the second issues is it gets near the end and they all either kind of start waking up or they're understanding what's going on in their nightmares. So, because, I mean, eventually we've got to get to the big battle with Insomnia. And then we have Night Terrors, the Joker #2.
This was my favorite of the bunch.
So the Joker continues his climbing the ladder at Wayne Enterprises. He continually continues his climb up the ladder at Wayne Enterprises. And so everyone thinks he's doing a good job, even when he murders someone at a softball game.
It was going to happen anyways.
Yeah, he does. So, and then he's having a hard time with the Batman because the Batman's dead because he killed Batman in the first one, but then there's a Batman.
Yeah.
So
multiple.
Yeah. So it goes a little bit crazier than that. And so these have actually been somewhat pretty good. Like this one just ends though, right? Like the Joker hasn't, like with the Batman, because the Batman's the main character, of course, in the Night Terrors. So like with the Batman, he's got to come out of his dream, and Poison Ivy starts coming out. With the Joker, it just kind of ends with him happy in his dream.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly what happens.
Because
he deserves happiness.
He murders people. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, you gotta do what makes you happy. Just because it's not my thing doesn't mean it can't be someone else's.
That's fair. And then we have The Last Ronin Lost Years, #5. So this wraps up this storyline. So this was there's usually 2 stories in it. 80% of the story for this series has been Michelangelo making his way back to New York for the beginning of the Last Ronin book that came out a few years ago. And then the other 20% takes place in the now for this book with the new Turtles and Casey. If you read the other Last Ronin, Casey training those new Turtles. And they're all kind of young in there. So they may not be quite teenagers. They're just young turtles.
They are young turtles.
And so this kind of finally wraps up the story where Mikey ends up heading to New York. So it's been a long journey. I think it's like 15 years between when he started back and getting there, because he got in prison for a few years and in a fight club. And
it was a whole thing.
The
elephant scene.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. But it ends with Casey and the new Turtles, which is handled really well. It explains their new names, which is also handled really well. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
As did I.
Maybe this might be my pick of the week. I haven't really picked the pick of the week, but this is probably up there because I enjoyed this final journey. Because Mikey loses it too, right? Like he's already talking to his brothers in his head, and he kind of still loses it. So.
Yeah, same.
You lose it too?
Yeah.
So anyway.
And I talk to my brothers in my head.
So anyway, Last Ronin, Lost Years, #5. So that ends that storyline this week. So that's correct. A lot of stuff.
That's a pretty good week.
It's a lot. Sacrificers is coming out, which is a new Rick Remender book. I haven't read that yet. It's in my stack to read. There's something else. There's a couple other things coming out. I just haven't quite got around to reading yet.
Same. So. I have not read much in the past week and a half because I've been busy.
What have you been busy doing?
I've been busy with a show. Yes.
What have you been doing? What show, Tess?
I have been a dancing egg. A tap dancing egg.
You've been a tap dancing egg.
I was a tap dancing egg, Philip.
Wow.
I was.
I was wondering what that costume was. I couldn't really tell. See, like from the picture, I couldn't really tell what it was, and I couldn't.
It was an egg
Because it was in your
costume.
story, so I couldn't zoom in, and I was too lazy to take a screenshot.
Of course,
because I was like,
Mhm.
like,
I
it's just
had
not
I
there.
had it was a laundry basket that looked like an egg. And then we talked.
So it was 4 of you, right?
There were 6 of us.
Oh, 6 of them. I
It
only
was
saw
the
4 in
whole
the
female
picture.
ensemble.
Oh, gotcha.
Very lucky, very lucky. Hi, Jacqueline.
Hey, dear, what you doing? What?
Okay.
And we're also now being ignored.
Aww.
You don't want to be on air? You could come join us back
You
here.
could come join us.
Tess has been making up stories for all these comics we've been talking about.
No. I think Philip's the one making up stories.
Did you know
actually.
Superman had a super lizard
Named Dolores?
named Dolores?
Tell me you remember Dolores. Does no one remember Dolores?
I don't remember Dolores. I'm gonna
Gosh.
go back and read the book. So you wasn't rained down on Sunday night then?
No,
right?
yes. It was actually probably the best night of the whole run, which was very good. We ended on a high note. It was an extravaganza. There were so, like, we said break an egg instead of break a leg. And we told everyone it was an excellent show. And we were extra excited. There were so many egg puns.
Did you put a little crack line in your costume?
Of course.
Okay.
I wish we had, but the costume designer was like, "Don't touch them."
Wow.
I was like, "But
you're an egg."
I'm an egg. We technically do get cracked in the end. So, yeah.
You get fried up and stuff, or just
we get made into an omelet. Obviously, the whole song is called "Make an Omelet."
So did you get to put on omelet costume?
No, we just had to toddle off stage.
Toddle?
That's what the choreographer said. She was like, "Yeah, just kind of like."
So what's a toddle?
Like a child, like a toddler. You know how they like fall over a lot and they bump into things because they have no spatial awareness. Basically, what I do every day.
Like a weeble wobble?
Yeah.
Do you know what a weeble wobble
I don't.
is? Do you know what a weeble wobble is?
Yeah, one of those things.
The little toy. When we were little, we had toys that was kind of shaped like an egg, and when you laid them down, they would
just like that.
Yeah. They had like little cars and stuff. So they had a whole line of weeble wobbles. Yeah. They weeble and they wobble, but they don't fall down.
See? That
was their commercial.
But I actually fell down. I definitely slipped a couple times. So.
Well, you're supposed to slip?
No.
Did you trip over your own self or someone else?
I tripped over my own self mostly, but then I have really bad spatial awareness, as we've talked about, and so I ran into the stage. We have a mini stage on the stage, and sometimes I would forget it's there, and I would fall.
So would you fall and then roll and then hop right back up?
I wish. I wish I could roll. No, the laundry basket would have just like cracked, so I had to be careful.
See, weebles were tremendous. They were. There was all kind of weebles. They even had like superhero weebles at one time. I'm telling you, man.
Crazy. What a life we live.
They had little plastic cars and you could put them in, and they had slides. It was a school bus. The school bus opened up and you could put all your weebles in the school bus. Yeah, and you close it back. Man, we had toys.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it was.
I'm really happy for you.
I'm just saying. I can't help we had those.
Yeah,
those
no,
things.
I mean, I'm not saying nothing. I'm happy for you. What are you looking at now?
As we're changing topics really quick, I went and looked up information as we were talking about things that was in the shopping center when we moved in. So number one, we moved into the shopping center the middle of July in the year 2002. So
that was a year before I was born.
So we've been in this shopping center for just over 21 years. And then we were talking about on our show, and it may not have been last week, might have been a couple weeks ago when you wasn't here.
I know. That's my fault.
Gallivanting around being an egg. About what was in this shopping center when we moved in. I found the shopping center plans, people.
Woo!
Well, there's the same thing signed on the back too. Hey, look, it's where we signed to move in.
My signature should be on there too.
No, I'll take your signatures. don't think you're old enough yet to have your signature on here.
-1.
So, anyway, so there was no Kroger.
No,
As everyone
it was a
knows.
Kmart.
It was a Kmart. And I did not remember this, but it was also a Dollar General next to the Kmart. So it was a Kmart and then a Dollar General.
Back in the good old days.
Yep. And then, so I was wrong about Candela's. Candela's was not here yet. It was a different Italian place, but we'll get there. So it was Kmart, it was Dollar General, and then Topps China, which is still here. It's just moved, was next, and then Papa John's.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
they did some switcheroo.
Right. And because it was on the other side of Papa John's, and then that Dollar General later became Tuesday morning.
Oh.
So when Kroger moved in, Kroger booted out Tuesday morning, and then Topps China moved down a few doors.
Ah.
So that's what happened. Then there was Ultimate Karate. Ultimate Karate was here. So
did you take some karate classes?
No, I did not.
There used to be a dance studio.
I haven't gotten there yet. That's on here.
My bad.
Right here in this spot, in these spots. So you had Ultimate Karate, and then you had, and I do remember this place, it was the Appomattox River Company. And so they sold all they sold like canoes, fishing equipment, and all that stuff. And I think they rented some stuff too. It wasn't just sold, but they rented a whole bunch of stuff. They
made like make your own river kits.
Yeah,
I remember this. Yeah, they had these big buckets full of water, and you had to take it home, and they would send you more water and a shovel, and you got to create your own river. The mechanics are also really cool. There was a whole pipe system. Very excellent.
So anyway, so yes, that was the Appomattox River Company. I do remember those. And then we had Stylish Nails and Frankie's Nails and Tanning, which was next to each other. So two nail places right next to each other down there. Actually, it was called Stylish Nails Hairlines. Maybe? I don't know. And then Frankie's Nails and Tanning. So you can get your nails done and then get a tan.
Whoa.
And then it was Gaetano's restaurant. So that is where Sal is now. But it was Gaetano. And I remember I remember there being an Italian restaurant there, but it wasn't Sal owning it yet. It was Gaetano. And I think, if I remember the name, this was a long time ago, but so the gentleman who had this, I think he's the one that may have started like Sergio's and stuff. And I think because this name, I think he passed away a couple of years ago, like right before the apocalypse or right at the beginning of it in 2020, if I remember correctly. So when I saw this, like, wait, so he must have had a restaurant here, and then he had Sergio's and stuff, and then he moved away, obviously, because Candela's is there now with Sal. And then there was an Automax Rent-A-Car.
They had tiny little cars, and they had a machine that made the cars bigger. So you could take one home, and then...
I do not remember any rent-a-car place, so
I'm correct.
You are probably 100% correct, because I have no idea. I literally have no idea about a rental car place, because that would have been like right next door. And then it was Your Door Place.
So you bought doors.
I'm assuming they sold doors.
Yeah.
That is, I also do not remember. Actually. I mean, I get that this was 2002, but I don't remember a door place. But sure. And then Noah's Pets. I remember Noah's Pets. That I remember. And then it was Richmond Comics. Ta-da! And then it was Ingrid's Dance Theater was in these two spots.
Good for Ingrid.
So, yep. So that was this little strip back in 2002 when we moved in here.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that very enlightening?
That was very cool, actually.
And then the dentist was over there. State Farm was over there. Some that's a Dallas's place now, but it was some other healthcare place.
There's another dentist over there. Maybe that's the one that's still there.
Maybe. Probably not, because this is R King. I don't think that's R King dentist.
Maureen Coon,
Yeah. Well, the thing is, right? Like, we've got this dentist here. Well, the dentist office next to us isn't the original dentist office there either. So,
Lots of dentists.
yeah, but here's the thing, right? Like, if you're a dentist and you leave an area, like, that's a lot of, like, it's a lot. The station's already set up. So, the best place to rent that place is a dentist, right?
Mm-hmm. So was Noah's Pets where sports pages?
Yes, it was. Yeah, us. Then it was an empty spot, which Sports Page took, and then it was Noah's next to that. So yes, it was right next to there. So yes, by this chart, that's where Noah's Pets was. It looks like it was right there. Because because it would have been here where the dentist is. By that, where the dentist is was empty. Then it was our old store that we had, and then it looks like it was an empty spot, and then Noah's Pets. So yeah, so that's where it would have been where Sports Page came, and then Sports Page, well, Noah's left, and then Sports Page came in.
Mm-hmm.
But I found this digging through my paperwork for the shop the other night. It was in my bag, actually. I'd been carrying it around in my bag for a long time, so I don't know why.
For 21 years.
No. Well, yeah, it could be. Yeah. Actually, that bag's not 21 years old, but it was
maybe it just got
it was in the
transferred
thing.
when you switched bags.
Yep. And then found out today that next to us, so I'm pointing to, if you're looking at the store to be to your right, I'm in the back of the store looking out, so it's to my left. Sheets just signed, or Sheets just put in the paperwork with Chesterfield to put a Sheets in next door to Otterdale, like directly across from the Audis. So if you're going down, if you're leaving here and turn left down Midlothian, it's wooded area, Otterdale, and then there's going to be a Sheets. Then this road here in front of the shop is going to connect over there when they put in the townhomes and stuff, and then a Sheets. So we'll be able to leave here, go out, and go to Sheets.
That's kind of fancy.
So we can go over there and get like 2 hot dogs for $1.50. Just saying.
Gasp.
I like my Sheets, man.
I do like Sheets.
I like my Sheets food.
I like Wawa better.
What?
That's my controversial take of the day. It's because I've
got to have better interview questions. What's your favorite, Sheets or Wawa? And why?
Important. It's very important. I don't know. I just thought Wawa was a funny name. So when I started driving around, I was like, I make it mine. And now
That's
I go
fair.
there all the time.
That's fair. Well, for the longest time, Wawa was the closest thing to here. But now we have.
So you're a little sick of it.
No, not really. Like, I'm fine with it, but now Sheets are all closer to me because they just put in one next to where I work. They put one right there on Hull Street, and now they're going to put one here. So I would imagine this one will open up next year.
They started working on another column today.
They did.
The one over there, they were hard at work all day today.
Yep. So they did like the L, the next big 2 columns connected with the C.
I'm going to point at it, but you don't know where I'm pointing.
It's that one right
it's that
there.
one right there.
The one right there. That's the one. So they did that, but they did. So I walked down to Kroger. They brought in the base piece, like at the bottom of each, and they laid it down. And then they jackhammered up part of the parking lot today because I think they're adding more light poles in the front too. So
yeah.
But all their jackhammering up front and them throwing all their stuff against our window, along with the rifled nail gun creature that they have, they set off our alarm again this morning.
It's very scary.
So yeah, because it gets really loud and it shakes all the glass and it makes a loud noise. So by
Christmas they might be finished.
maybe because I don't know, like they tore up part of the parking lot, but I think it's because they're trying to figure out where they're going to put the light poles, and the only column they got done today was literally that L. but I don't think they did the top piece. So they still got to come back and finish it because the other piece had to dry.
Yeah.
So like if they got this one knocked out today, they'll come back in the morning, they'll put the top ledge around, and they might can get 2 knocked out tomorrow, but
Crazy.
that's still a lot. I'm still not sure I understand.
Yeah. Why?
Like I get you're trying to make things prettier, but I'm still not there.
Will that like actually help things?
I don't know. Like I said,
I'm gonna start posting about the columns.
I mean, the only thing I could think of, once again, is that you'll look more like across the street, which then are probably whatever they're building next to us will probably kind of have this aesthetic because you're in Midlothian, right? And so they want to have, I think Midlothian kind of wants to have an aesthetic. So, and this shopping center is not the oldest shopping center here, but it's pretty old. It is pretty old. Like I said, we've been here forever. 21 years.
21 years?
In one shopping center.
Your store can drink.
It could. It could. Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fair. So, but yeah, I have no idea what they're planning on or what they're going to keep doing out there. I mean, they got to start paving at some time, and I have no idea if they do the paving the same way that they've done everything else, then no one's going to be able to park in the parking lot for like 2 days.
Yeah.
So I don't know what their plan is, but maybe that's where they're going to do it Christmas, Bill. maybe they're going to do it like on Christmas and they'll come repay.
Mm-hmm. And we'll be here watching.
Hey, but we do have a mailbox now.
Oh, that's right.
When they tore up the sidewalk, they tore up the old mailboxes and they put in new mailboxes, and they showed up and they gave us a key. So after 21 years, we actually have a mailbox here in the shopping center. So yay!
Yay, mailbox!
And Jacqueline looks really serious all of a sudden. What are you reading?
It won't come out till September.
It got put up by accident. Well, look, you saved it. Good job.
We were rescued.
She said Tess said your pick of the week has been her favorite book of the month.
It's the one book I've read this month.
It's probably going to be your favorite of the month, though.
It was really good. It was really, really good.
There's reptiles in it.
Yeah!
Or things that could be reptiles.
Creatures.
Yes, paving. When they get to the paving, it will make a huge difference.
Yes.
Hypothetically.
We're hoping.
Fingers crossed.
We're hoping. They don't set off my alarm again. Tess got a toolbox this week.
I did!
These are all gonna take it home.
I need to remember to take it home.
We're going to make her remember to take it home.
Yeah. So I build my shelves using scissors and a rack. Because it works fine. And I didn't have
It
any
does not
tools.
work fine. It does not work fine.
And you know what? It's worked for me so far.
Ask about the injuries.
One time I stabbed myself with the scissors. One time.
What?
It was fine. It didn't draw blood. It was just inconvenient.
Hence the first aid kit.
Yeah.
Hence the first aid kit, which I also have. I've got to name them. Maybe
So
I'll
I've
name
done
it
my
Dolores.
part. I've gifted Tess
Yes.
a toolbox.
Fate is in my hands now.
So, as I've said earlier, if you choose not to use it and still use your rock and hurt yourself,
It's not your fault.
and I can sleep
off
with
your
a clear
conscience.
conscience now.
Yep.
That's right. And
Mhm.
it's not my issue anymore. It is all on you.
All on me. No, it was all on me already. I don't know what you're worrying about.
You getting hurt. That's what I'm
Gosh.
worried about.
Nah.
I'm still waiting on that your bookshelf to fall over on you.
My leaning tower.
Your leaning
My
tower.
leaning bookshelf.
Yeah.
At least she doesn't sleep by that one.
Well,
I used to. It was like right next to my bed. See, cavemen survived with just a rock. Bill is correct.
they did, but they didn't have bookshelves.
And I do. It's perfect.
Just saying.
See? I do need to buy a new bookshelf.
She has a bookshelf that
It's like way leaning.
is it one bookshelf or is it two bookshelves
It's
that
one.
you made?
It's one, but when I moved it over, the backing fell off because the shelf is older than I am, and so it's like leaning like that.
So you need me back.
It needs to just be straightened a little bit. But it's okay. I'm gonna buy a
It's
new. I'm gonna buy a new shelf
Fine.
eventually.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's literally fine.
Hmm.
I don't know what you're worrying about.
You fall into your death.
You people make my head
Me
hurt.
falling to my death? It would just be the books.
You know, if you're doing something stupid fun and you die, it's fine.
Exactly.
But to have your bookshelf fall over
I
on
think
you and
that's
kill
fun.
you, no, it's
I
not.
think that's fun.
Like
I
that.
would love for it to be on my gravestone was smashed by a bookshelf. Please. I think that's the way I want to go
on.
out. This is my dream death moment.
Come on, man. No. Can't do that.
But that's more fun than natural causes.
Go
more interesting.
skydiving or something.
I don't like heights. Gosh.
I mean, yeah, but at least if you go out that way, you're doing something exciting.
No,
You could go.
reorganizing my books is exciting.
You could go skydiving while reading a book,
That's it.
and if
That's
you
it.
know, but like,
Skydiving without a thing.
but having a leaning tower of bookshelf is not. It's not the way to do it.
I mean, to each their own. To each their
This is your 2-minute warning.
own. Yeah,
2-minute
it's
warning.
2-minute warning.
All right. That's 41 minutes.
We started a little bit late because it didn't like us. Remember?
Oh, it's all these rules.
There are so many rules. I'm sorry.
So anyway, we're still doing a supply drive, school supply drive
Yes.
for CPAL.
Technically,
Chesterfield County Public Airport.
Oh,
No, maybe not a public. I don't remember.
it's the airport.
Yeah.
It's an airport.
Oh.
See how much just be a sponsor.
CPAL, yeah, because we're doing it. CPAL, who brings the stuff into us. So if you have any like new school supplies or supplies you want to get rid of, it's supposed to be all new.
Or if you want to go to the store and buy some specifically for us,
Yep,
that's
we're,
also
we're
appreciated.
doing that for
It's 10 more days.
10 more days.
August 11th.
Look at that. Good job, everyone. So bring those in. What else is going on? What else? We don't have. We got to
There's
start
not a whole
working
lot.
on Fall Festival though soon. So we are.
It's August.
It's August. So have we even started working on it?
No.
Huh.
'Cause by
So-
we, you mean me.
I'll help. I'm right here. Please let me help you.
I'm over here.
Yeah, it's not I. Like I'm the hype man. I help promote it, but yeah, it's not really me. So I guess that will begin working on this weekend because I think Tommy's working on Saturday. So we might need to talk about it on Saturday.
I'll be here.
On
I'm
Saturday?
gonna do a book signing, so I'll probably leave you here.
You're going to a book signing? Where are you going to a book signing at?
Little part. Been on the calendar.
Like I pay attention to stuff like that. So anyway, so we'll probably begin our discussions of Fall Festival on Saturday while Jacqueline and Tommy and Tess is here, and then I'll just go hide in the back while they work on it and stay out of the way. I've gotten really good at staying out of the way.
It's true.
So is it time? It's
It is time.
All right.
I have
they're-
to enforce a cure for you.
They're
Okay.
running me out. Tommy should be back next week. So maybe I'll let it be Tess and Tommy next week. And that way I'll just move on because
God, that would be even worse. It would be so stupid. Oh my God.
so anyway, thanks a lot, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Bye, Bill.
Bye.